Yeah, we got Jackson joining us, and now these all up on our mobile. So here we are. Hope you guys had a good because I did. I hope you guys had a good Christmas. And let's get right into it. Jackson, how are you here today, my friend?
Great. How are you?
Good. Enjoy. Let's go. All right, let's get right into today's show. We got a bunch to talk about. Let's react.
Skip. Sorry.
Let's just get right into this NBA discussion. And it's actually going to be kind of crazy to think about how these games went. What do you want to say?
So I'm curious where this light is coming from right here.
From your
There's a light bulb right there.
your flag.
Well, I didn't bring the best.
I get you. That's always
Once the thing comes in,
What mic do you travel with? I travel with a blue snowball.
I travel with my MacBook Air.
Oh. Yeah, my blue snowball is my mobile mic, and then I have a Rode Podcaster, like a $300 mic at my apartment.
Dude, I think I bought a Rode. I think that's something what I bought. I don't know how to use it quite yet, but
it's dope.
My issue with traveling with microphones is they make you take it out of your luggage, and I just find that electronics larger than a cell phone need to be come out, and I just find it such a nuisance, so I hate it.
You sound like a dweeb. Let's get into these. Let's get into the games and let's react to all the. And what did you enjoy yourself on ESPN's? Well, it was ABC technically, right? Or was it ESPN?
Sponsored by ESPN or some.
ESPN had an affiliation with it, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it's some type of thing going on.
All right, so let's pull this up right here. Let me cue this up. And we'll just work game by game. Get quick. Let's give 2 minutes to each game, unless we want to talk about a specific team. I don't know how you want to do this, but let's go right here. And this is the wrong day. We need to go back one day. And on Sunday, we started it all off with the Knicks versus the 76ers. And that one was I think this was the game where we saw James Harden still has it. And it's funny that after this game, reports came out that the Knicks are having internal discussions about acquiring Tobias Harris. And Tobias Harris had a solid game against the Knicks. And this was a Sixers team that wiped away the deficit and was able to win. What was your thoughts of this game? I think James Harden established himself as the actual point guard of this team, I think, in this game, and that he can still carry a team to not a championship, but to wins. He hasn't won a championship yet, so I can't say that.
Yeah. Well, personally, I don't think Tobias played good, but I did see that report, and Tobias would be really nice for the Knicks. Merry Christmas, Double J. But
he's like the 13th highest paid player in the NBA. He's paid more than He's paid more than James Harden and Joel Embiid.
Huh. That's fascinating.
Did that blow? Does that? It like kind of makes you look at Tobias Harris.
It makes me want to fact check that. Like, he signed this like $500 million.
Yeah, I don't know. And he's been in the league for 11 years.
Well, he's Mr. Consistent. Especially in the playoffs. I mean,
what you're getting from Tobias Harris.
Making $37 million.
Yes, dude. 37. Tobias fucking Harris is making $37 million. More than James Harden and Joel Embiid. What did Tobias Harris do to get that? His agent.
He's good, but
he's good. But his agent is the real MVP.
Yeah, what, is he a Paul guy? Like, I don't know what the hell is up with that. He's getting 39 next year too, so that's interesting. Next year, I think if they're gonna move, it would be next year. But
I hope you had a good one too, Jalen.
I think the Knicks blew this game for sure. Brunson's hip injury, or was it no groin injury? Definitely didn't help. I liked seeing Julius Randle get going a little bit, but. Yeah, man, James Harden, man, I tried to tell you all off season, give me a healthy James Harden, and he's going to feast.
Well, both of them, he lost a step.
He's going to feast.
He's
like 32, but
34, I think, right?
34. I get it. I get the point. I know what you're saying, but I think, Georges Niang, I know I've given him his 30.
Georges Niang, literally. Yeah. Not just a three-point shooter. Not just a three-point shooter, though. He had a couple dishes that he got caught. Harden dished him a couple slashes, and Georges Niang finessed layups. Okay, George is getting underrated. Another guy, DeAnthony Milton.
Yeah.
This is a
Shake
pro.
Milton, DeAnthony Melton.
The Milton Bros. The Milton
Yeah, the
Bros.
Miltons.
The Miltons. They should have a show like the Jeffersons, the Miltons. And then like on the E, they should have it like /I. And goddamn, DeAnthony Milton, though, could not miss from three. He's playing defense. He's a guy, he's the definition of small warrior, big heart.
Yeah, it was a big loss for Memphis. It's really important to me that once I saw even that they might go small ball once Maxi's back or Doc is looking at going small ball. But I do think, George's last night was huge. Shake Milton off the bench, D'Anthony starting. Those are three really critical guys to the future success of this team just because, I mean, I'm not getting what I was thinking I was going to get from Trez. That hasn't quite worked offensively. Danny House Jr., my Rocket guy, I don't know what he's going to do for me. Really.
The bench is still working out. We don't really know what that's looking like.
Their defense looked so good at so many different, like that fourth quarter, New York could not get anything going. And it's kind of, I don't know. It's something I kind of forget about a lot is how good Philadelphia's defense actually is. Like they're really
it just comes down to some games where it's just like everyone forgets how to shoot. Now let's move on to the next game, and that was the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Dallas Mavericks. I watched this game. I was watching this one with my dad. The first game, my dad was prepping some food stuff, so he was in the kitchen and he was finishing he was like finishing cooking, like prepping because we were cooking later, but he was doing some prep stuff, and he was watching The Magnificent Seven. So he wanted to finish watching The Magnificent Seven, which is like a movie from the 60s. So that movie finishes. He comes over, and my dad really likes LeBron, but he had never seen Luka Doncic. My dad's never seen Luka Doncic play, and he was mind blown when the announcer said that Luka started playing at 13. My dad is a huge Luka fan now. After this game, like he like fell in love watching Luka. He's like this guy can play, and. Because Luka started the first half really quiet, and he was like, okay, because like my dad likes LeBron, but he's a Celtics fan, but he likes LeBron. So he's like, okay, the Lakers should win this. And then the second half, the Lakers just could not score to start the third. 51 points, which is like a franchise record for the Mavericks, might be an NBA record for a third quarter. And they just came back and beat them. And it was a combination of Christian Wood, who's now eligible for a 4-year, $77 million contract, which is $19.125 million a year. And you also had Spencer Dinwiddie was a little quiet, but it was really it was Luka, okay. Then you had yourself, what was it, Reggie Bullock out there hitting some shots. Dorian Finney-Smith was out, so it was an interesting game. It was really Christian Wood and Luka out there. What was your thoughts of the Lakers Dallas game? Christian Wood, legit.
Well, I mean he's a phenomenal scorer, that's for sure. Tim Hardaway Jr. was definitely helping out. I thought it was Luka.
Tim Hardaway Jr. went off. Turned back the clock.
Luka, I don't know if you saw the tweet I sent out today, which you guys should go follow the NBA show YT on Twitter. But I was
literally look at the banner right now.
I was watching the game earlier today, and I saw Luka, and it was like because he didn't score until like 8 minutes into the game. He put up a layup and then a three.
Yeah,
and I was like, he had nothing going on there. It was really cool. It was the LeBron show in the first half, especially in the first like.
Wait, before you continue, I've turned that Giannis is dirty, but continue.
Yeah, finally.
We'll talk about that in the next game, but continue.
Finally.
Yeah, continue.
I think. I don't know, dude. Oh, Luka was hungover as fuck. Is basically the point I was getting at.
You think Luka was hungover?
Well, check the tweet. I tweeted because this man was suffering. Like I've been hungover before. That man was hungover. Like
really?
He was fighting something off. But I mean, dude, this sucks. I hate that this game should have been in Los Angeles. I was getting boring watching a game played in Dallas. Sorry, Mavs fans, but should have been in Los Angeles.
Oh my God, he does. He looks hungover as hell. You think he was? He's dead. Were you watching this or watching the replay?
Yeah, that was on League Pass. I was just rewatching the game because I missed almost the whole game because the Packers were too busy winning. So had to throw that in there.
Dude,
but I saw Jesus, this guy's because that's in the second quarter, and Luka had like the quietest first half I've ever seen, or first quarter I've ever seen.
So to legitimize your theory as someone who's obviously I was born here in America, but my family's foreign. We celebrate Christmas, even though I'm Jewish, my mom's Catholic. In Argentina and just in Europe in general, you celebrate Christmas Eve. Like you celebrate at 11 p.m. and you drink and booze, you eat dinner at midnight, and then you open presents at like 2 in the morning. That's how like every country outside the United States, from my understanding, a majority. I don't know about like England and all of those, but most like Latin and Hispanic and Italian, you party at 11 p.m. 12 a.m. you have dinner. You don't finish dinner till like 1:30, and then you drink. My mom makes espresso at like 2 a.m. Everyone drinks espresso and has like cheesecake or like whatever desserts you have, and you open presents like at like 2 in the morning, and then you wake up. Like they don't like. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know if Santa comes in other countries. I don't know how that works. But I'm pretty sure they do. But like how we always did it was we opened all the presents, and then in the morning we opened Santa's presents. But it was just like. You opened all the presents on the tree, you know, like how most people do it the next day with Santa's here in America. Yeah. You open every present except Santa's presents on like the night of the 24th, early morning 25th. So Luca probably was with his family just boozing, like how we're eating dinner. He probably didn't go to sleep until 4 or 5 in the morning. That's how it is on Christmas. You don't go to bed till like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like I'm serious.
Makes so much sense. Yeah,
that's just how like
that's not a just sleepy boy right there. That's
no. You're boozing.
You're
drinking eggnog, getting fucked up. But I think the biggest thing right here, I think what showed up was Christian Wood's passing ability, which we've shown flashes of it. But Jason Kidd really had this guy operating out the elbow and just facilitating. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. This just shows that LeBron, as great as he is, he needs at least one other guy out there. And Russell Westbrook, he's awesome and all, but you need another guy out there.
Yeah, Russ kind of, I don't know, Russ
disappeared.
He like statistically, he didn't shit the bed, but he was nowhere. He didn't help him.
He didn't help. He disappeared. His stat, if you look at the stat sheet, you thought he had an okay game, but he disappeared for large portions of the game.
He's minus 30. Yeah, I knew kind of right from the gate because he was on Luca. Like the second he checked in, he's guarding Luca. I'm like, oh jeez, I don't know. So I got AR-15 right there. Wait, real quick. I do want to say I still have concerns with the Mavs big men because I do think it's interesting to note if Anthony Davis played this game, the score would have been flipped.
That's why they're
good for Christian.
Yeah. Now let's move on to the Bucks Celtics because I don't want to get hung up on this topic for too long. So we got the Bucks and Celtics. This is the Celtics all the way through. I said it. Jason Tatum. The NBA is a narrative league, and when it comes to MVP, it's similar to the Heisman Trophy in college football. Everybody needs to have a Heisman moment. In the NBA, there has to be an MVP moment. How many times did Jason Tatum dunk on Giannis Antetokounmpo? So many. Like Giannis got bitched by Jason Tatum multiple times in this game. And I also want to say this game wasn't the game. Like I saw a couple things that Giannis did that I thought were dirty, but the video that I saw then finally, I know Jackson has been on the Giannis is dirty train for a while. I'm finally I'm hopping aboard the Giannis is dirty train since I saw this video of Kevin Garnett trying to post up on Giannis, Giannis trying to post up on Kevin Garnett, and he literally sticks his hand in fucking Kevin Durant's butthole from the back, like he's backhand. He's like puts his hand and clinches like Kevin Durant's cheek, and Kevin Durant literally looks at the ref and is just like, this man just stuck his hand up my ass, like literally, like his face, like literally looked at him, like in the video, like you see like his hand go up, like in between the cheeks, and like work around the cookie jar. And like Kevin Durant stopped playing defense and literally looked at the ref and was just like,
I gotta see that video.
I gotta find it. And it's just like, I looked at that, I was like, dude, you can't even do it. Because like he's like posting up Giannis, but then Giannis curves his hand back and like puts his hand on Kevin Durant's cheek. Kevin Durant's defending him and like sticks his like fingers up his butthole. I'm like, oh. I was like, there's like, you can't tell me that's an accident.
No, that's the thing with it. And he injured Kyrie in the playoffs, and you'll see it. The more you watch it, the more you'll see it. I do think it's funny that Bucks fans like try to. He's not dirty. He's
like, I think Giannis is really. I think Giannis is really good, but you're starting to hear more and more players becoming vocal about like they don't understand why everyone's allowed like think Giannis is all that. They're like yes, he's good, but like he's kind of dirty. Like a lot of players are coming out saying that he's like kind of dirty, and like I just think this game. Like this was the preview of the Eastern Conference Finals, I think potentially Boston versus Milwaukee. And yes, Chris Middleton wasn't here, but I even think without Chris Middleton, yes, you're missing like another 20-point scorer. I don't think you can stop Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown out there. And Robert Williams had a quiet game, okay? Like Brogdon showed up, Derek White showed up, like Marcus Smart was barking.
Yeah, Derek White did.
I just think
Luke shit about that because he was horrible the last week.
Yeah,
Derek White, like
horrible. Jason Tatum, like really bad. Like Derek White will be above average for like 60 to 70% of a season, but then there'll be like these stretches where you're like, Derek White, did you just forget how to play basketball for like a 10-day stretch? Like I love you. You're a fantastic. You're like the type of guy I want on my team, but there's like always like every other month, like a 10-day stretch where you're just like, Derek, like shoot.
like just do something. Do better, please.
Yeah, please.
But I didn't watch this game because I was eating dinner with my family. I don't know. I don't know how many. I don't know what people like. What do basketball people do all like?
I sat on a couch and watched every single game.
Don't you have like family and stuff?
Yes,
like,
but my family's
over and
well, no. Like I only have 5 family members who live here. 4 family members who live in America.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense to me.
Like
that's more like my Thanksgiving.
Like for me, when I have like my immediate family, like the only family I have like in America is my dad, my mom, and my 2 sisters. The rest of my family lives in Europe or Argentina. So like my things are small, and I spend the 24th at my mom's and the 25th like with my dad because they're separated. And yeah, I sit on the couch and I watch every single game. That's been how my whole life. I just sit on the couch and watch every single game.
Yeah, basketball's never been on my mom's side. Has never been.
I was on the couch from noon Eastern time to like 11 p.m. watching it. Not even 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Dude, 2 a.m. Because that Denver Nuggets game, let's move on to the Grizzlies and Warriors. I'll talk about the Denver Nuggets one in a second. But finish up the Celtics talk. MVP moment, right? You agree with that, Jason Tatum, dropping 41?
Yeah. Seems as such.
This game, everyone's going to call it a fluke. Guys, this is what we wanted Jordan Poole to look like. This is what we wanted the young guys to do, okay? It wasn't spectacular, but Jonathan Kuminga, he looked commanding. There was multiple times where Jonathan Kuminga was being guarded by Ja Morant, and Jonathan Kuminga was just putting his fat old ass on Ja Morant and just backing up, telling him to throw him the ball down in the post. And then Moses Moody looked solid. You know who looked really solid and looked like the guy that we thought we were going to get? Dante DiVincenzo.
Wiseman. Oh,
Dante had a great game. Dante had a great game. Klay Thompson had a great game. This is like what the Warriors were hoping that the young guys would be. I almost said 3 different teams before saying that team. I think I said Clippers, Lakers, and then Grizzlies almost, and then I finally said Warriors. But Warriors are what we saw.
I thought it was and Poole got ejected.
Yeah, Poole got ejected after a barrage of technicals that I didn't understand.
I texted Cyro and I was like, after Jordan Poole scored his 17th point in the first quarter, it's like, yeah, sure, I'll take a written apology tomorrow.
I'm not apologizing. I mean, first off, I said Jordan Poole was still a little bit inefficient, but I'll take this game for Jordan Poole. I love Jordan Poole when he's playing.
He's going to drop 40.
But
he was going for 40.
He was going for 40. I just thought what we saw tonight was just collectively the young guys, the free agent acquisitions. Everyone was playing up to the level we had been expecting them to play at.
Well, so I think it's, like you said, all the guys, and then Ty Jerome.
Oh, my God. Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb, they're both on 2-way contracts. Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome deserve full roster contracts. Do not have them on 2-way. Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome were putting on a show at one point. I swear there was 2 fast breaks back to back where it was literally Ty Jerome, Anthony Lamb. Thoughts?
Yeah, so I think that's another, just goes to show you how bad the Houston Rockets have assembled their coaching staff, because Anthony Lamb shouldn't have been in the NBA when he was with us, and now he's like a rotational player on a championship team. So real quick, but James Wiseman, so Poole goes down, right, or gets ejected. James Wiseman in the final minutes of the game was huge. He didn't even score a point. That's the Wiseman I want. If you're gonna have these guys on your roster, you better.
If you look at Wiseman's stats, you would have thought Wiseman had a terrible game, but Wiseman was providing, he was literally being a defensive anchor.
He was huge for him.
He was just contesting shots. He was just making sure they were not getting to the rim, and I think that was a big thing.
2 more real quick points.
Yeah.
I think you picked Golden State. I think you and Luke might have.
We both.
Memphis.
We
all picked Golden State.
I picked Golden State because I said this was the game that we needed to see the Warriors young guys show up.
Well, they're just so good at home. What's it? They're 13-2 at home. They're a different
Yeah,
team at
13.
home.
I
But
thought they were 15. Yeah, 13-2. Yeah. Because
I love watching the Memphis Grizzlies fail against. I like their MO. Their MO is like, we're gonna talk shit. Like, I like it.
You just don't like Ja Morant. You're anti.
I'm not. No, I love Ja Morant, but when they play my Golden State Warriors, I got nothing.
You're Golden State Warriors.
This is all I got for
bandwagon.
You. This is all I got for you. 4. I can't believe this team talks so much shit to the Golden State Warriors, and they have never ever backed it up. Like, it's so funny to me.
Okay, let's finish up the last one. This was Aaron Gordon's fucking coming out party. I've said it all year. Aaron Gordon's been the best player, second best player. He's the second best player on this Denver Nuggets team. That game went on till like 2 a.m.
Yep.
Eastern time. I was fucking up late watching this. I didn't get the video up till like 3 in the morning. And the thing is when I was watching this game, when I was watching this game, dude, Aaron Gordon, I noticed, guess what? He's having a career year in every stat. Okay, he's scoring basically a career high in points. He's shooting 61% from the field and 38.7 from 3.
Yeah, he's a dog right now.
Aaron Gordon,
excited. That's what you wanted in Orlando.
Dude, his off-ball movement as a slasher and as a cutter to the rim. Like, dude, all he does is Jokic is like, oh, Aaron, just go back door or just cut to the basket. I'll throw you an alley-oop or I'll find you. And if that's Aaron's like gotten all the trust, and it's literally like watching Tom Brady to Randy Moss and just like, like touchdown, literally alley-oop. Aaron Gordon was literally having his own dunk contest on Christmas Day. And it's not even
offensive boards.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was really took out thinking. I was like, it's not just about the scoring that Aaron Gordon provides. He's the ultimate. He's the best Swiss Army knife glue guy in the NBA because it's not just that he's a 17 points per game scorer. He's a guy who comes out, gets 6 to 7 boards a night. Not just that, he averages a block and a steal a night. He can guard point guards. He can guard shooting guards. He can guard small forwards. He can guard power forwards, and he can guard centers. Aaron Gordon is probably one of the most versatile NBA players in the league, and it's crazy. They stole him. They stole him from the Orlando Magic.
You're damn straight. You know how much money he's making right now this year?
Like 15, 16?
19.6.
Yeah.
That works for me. It's his first year, too.
Yeah, dude.
So they got him. I think, Aaron Gordon was awesome last night. I also think Jokic, 41, 15, and 15. I think he's definitely now, especially with their record 21 and 11, I think he's definitely in the talks again. Tatum's a little too high.
He might be
to climb.
Like Tatum's first, but Jokic is a very close second.
If Tatum shit the bed yesterday and they lost, you could definitely say Jokic is the back-to-back-to-back MVP. But I also think Jamal Murray did a great job, and I also got to give credit to the Phoenix Suns for playing without D-Book. But they're about to go on a very difficult road trip, if I'm not mistaken, and this team will be below 500 2 or 3 weeks.
Dude, Jalen Johnson said it perfect. Like, Aaron Gordon, athletic ability is what we thought Michael Porter Jr.'s, like, dunks and shit was going to translate into. Like, Aaron Gordon, he's hitting threes. He can just literally be off ball because Jokic knows when he backs down, he has 2 options for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's either going to be at the top of the three-point line or in the corner to shoot a 3, or he's going to be running downhill towards the three-point line that Jokic literally just has to throw the ball up in the air, and Aaron Gordon can just jump from the free throw line and just windmill fucking dunk it.
You know what he's kind of becoming right now? I know it's different position, different player, but he's kind of becoming the Scotty for MJ for Jokic.
Yeah.
Like when he's high, like yesterday when he's high. But I guess it's
and the thing is, Aaron's job is more as a defensive glue guy. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of that's a decent comparison. I was gonna say another is let's think. I'm trying to think of like championships in recent memory that like we could compare him to, and it's never great to play the comparison game, but you could even say it's like, okay, if you think about it this way, you had Tim Duncan, how like let's imagine like Jokic and Tim Duncan. You had like, I don't know, Aaron Gordon is just like the Denver Nuggets have, if Jokic plays out well, could really just be like the next San Antonio Spurs, since this terms that Gordon, Porter, Jamal, Jokic, those 4 guys could be the next 10 years. And then the rest just be all like, because like they just complement each other well, because Jamal Murray knows how to play off ball and shoot threes. Because Jokic is your point guard. And I was going to give a comparison to Aaron Gordon, but like what you said is the best comparison. I couldn't think of anything. Like, I think that's the best. I was gonna try to go with a Boris Diaw, but I think Aaron Gordon's way more athletic. Like, and I
Yeah.
didn't think that was appropriate. But like how Sean Marion was, like, this obviously Sean Marion and Aaron Gordon are different.
Yeah, and I mean, you got Bruce and KCP. KCP is so nice for him.
KCP has been so great. He started off a little slow, but I think that he's picked up so well. And then Bruce Brown, man, what a solid guy.
Yeah, I think Bones is kind of I think it's very important for them that they lost Ish. No, they still have Ish.
No, they have Ish. He
doesn't play. I love Bones, but he's shooting like less than 40% on the year. I think if he were to be unlocked this year at a more consistent level, I mean, he completely elevates that team.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Ish. I think they're just trying to see if Bones can figure it out. He's young.
Yeah.
1 second.
Jokic is close to getting his third MVP. Yeah, he's definitely in the. That was like very quiet 41, 15, 15. If that was against LeBron, more of a prime time as opposed to late night, definitely would be getting talked about a lot more.
Yeah, let's actually, I don't mean to pivot, but let's pivot over here just because we spent like 20 minutes on the game and this one right here. What do you think of this? What do you think of James Harden considering a return to the Rockets? I'll fill you in with the details that I'm aware of, but unless you're not aware of this detail.
They asked him about it yesterday. I don't think that was very appropriate, but
yeah, that was weird. That was
unprofessional.
From a journalist standpoint, I wouldn't ask that, especially on Christmas or whatever.
Yeah, on Christmas is wait a day.
Wait a day, dude. Literally, wait a day. Wait a day. I agree. Like, treat someone like human, like a fucking human. You know what I mean? Like, wait a fucking day.
Yeah.
But okay, but though the response he gave was also not. He didn't shut it down.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, he was too busy shutting down the reporter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, okay, from the details I know, okay, first off, if the Rockets have $30 million in cap space, if they waive Eric Gordon or trade him, they'll have like 50.9.
Yeah, so he's done this year.
So, and James Harden, I personally, my belief, James Harden gives it 1 more year, so he does 3 years in 2 full seasons and half a season. So he gives them 1 more year. I think that's what James Harden would do. But in like 2 years, it just fits. And the reason why Harden would want to do this is, look, if Harden gave it his all and just realizes not going to win a championship with the Sixers after this season and next season, Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün are solid 3 guys, and they could have another top pick this year, and they still have Kevin Porter Jr., Ty Washington, Josh Christopher, Usman Garuba. You throw in James Harden in the mix, that team's at least even next season. Even next season. You throw James Harden on that team, they're at least a playing team. And James Harden maybe at this point knows his jersey's already getting retired by the Rockets, but maybe he feels like, hey, I'd rather just be known as the greatest Rockets player of all time than just finish my career with the Rockets and like just get all the records. And like he knows the owner, he likes Houston's his city.
Yeah,
it's like how John Wall says he'll still go back to the Wizards because like Washington's his city.
Yeah, I think there's a couple contingencies. I think Houston does have to be in playoff contention. I don't think Harden.
I don't know if they win. If they got Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson, I think there's no questions asked. James Harden's going.
We'll see. I wouldn't even be surprised if Houston, if they were to fall to between 3 and 5, I wouldn't be surprised if they used it to trade for a star.
I mean, Anthony Black, dude, don't count him out.
I'm not saying they should.
I put out a mock draft. Go check out my mock draft.
I'm just saying I wouldn't take it out of the equation if they like what they have and they decide to just make that push now. But yeah, Kevin's not the point guard of the Rockets. I'm not opposed to James Harden making a comeback, but I like where his usage is at in the last 2 seasons. It's kind of like his first 2 years in Houston. I think a point guard would be very valuable to us. I do get a little concerned with ball movement and if that would hinder Jalen Green. So I'm still going. I actually don't really want Vic because I like LB. So I'm kind of hoping for Scoot. I'm hoping we get Scoot. But I'm not opposed to a James Harden reunion. I just think there's some factors that need to come into it. I actually like James Harden more as the sixth man utility guy off the bench when he's 35 in 2 years, and it'll be the last big contract he gets, big-ish.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. It's a reasonable, and like I just think one more year and then he would go back. I just don't think it'd be after this season. I think it's one more
Yeah, I don't think
year.
so.
I think it would be in 2024 he would go back.
Yeah,
The
and that's
earliest.
where we got to take a look at where the Rockets are. Do the Rockets have a point guard yet? Who's on our team? What's
Like,
James Harden looking like? 'Cause
this
he's
is my
35.
thought. The only way I saw if he went this season was if the Rockets somehow won the lottery and they got Victor Wembanyama, then James Harden would be like,
I just don't know how we would get him then.
because you would have $50 million in cap space. You would,
But
because he's a player
Is
option.
he on a player?
Yeah, he's not a player, so he can go into free agency this offseason.
Hmm.
So my thought is that he would, the only way he comes this season if they get Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson and he's like really enticed and like things go really bad in Philadelphia. My most likely is if they go in 2024 and they don't get Scoot and Vic, but they get someone like Anthony Black or like Cam Whitmore or somebody who ends up being also really good, and then he's enticed in 2024.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Now let's move on to this guy that we've talked about a lot, but it's becoming stronger. There are strong sentiments after the recent G League Winter Showcase in Las Vegas that Kyle Kuzma is averaging 21.8 points in 7.6 seasons, is a lock to become a free agent at the end of the season after completing year two of his 3-year deal, which has a player option after the season. And there is a wide belief in the league that Kuzma is very much gettable because the Wizards might ultimately be forced to concede that they have to trade him before the deadline to ensure they don't lose him for nothing. Based on the rumblings that Mark Stein has heard, he struggles to envision Kuzma wanting to stay in DC beyond this season, which makes me sad as a Wizards fan. But again, at this point, out of all the rumors I've heard, I just want John Collins. I'll send me Justin Holiday. I put out, okay, here. You want to see something cool? I took the time for you motherfuckers. Okay. And yeah, check out theballshow.com. And on my latest off the dribble, which I wrote the other day. Okay.
People clicking on these?
Yeah. I'm getting some clicks. And over here, I'm getting right here. I came up with a deal that was Kyle Kuzma plus Will Barton. And you can do this deal straight up. This deal makes the Hawks better because they get Will Barton, Kyle Kuzma. And I would say maybe if you did this deal, it would be Will Barton, Kyle Kuzma for John Collins and a pick. Okay, because they're giving up. Or the other deal, if you don't want any picks, you could do Will Barton, Kyle Kuzma for John Collins and Justin Holiday. That way, Justin Holiday replaces Will Barton, and then you get John Collins to replace Kyle Kuzma. And in this one, I think this is a solid deal. Okay, and what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Washington wants John Collins in his contract, but
no, they actually are kind of intrigued by the fit. They like the idea of John Collins and the Kristaps Porzingis. That's why I don't know if a pick will be involved because of the contract. But you think about the media deal, that contract isn't that bad. It's only $23 million a year, especially with the new TV deal coming in effect in like 2 seasons.
yeah, I just think Washington needs a point guard, but I do think the Atlanta Hawks would definitely be interested. I think both teams would be interested in this trade. It'd be a cool trade. Kuz is definitely gone at the deadline.
Yeah, and I feel like this deal, Will Barton has not worked out. So this way, you get John Collins back, and I say if you really want to get another shooter back, you do John Collins and Justin Holiday for Will Barton, Kyle Kuzma. Maybe you convince the Hawks to give up a pick or a couple second rounders because you have to take on John Collins' contract. But if they're not budging on that, you just do straight up Will Barton, Kyle Kuzma for John Collins, and and our man Justin Holiday. The only other deal, and these are deals that I did for John Collins, but the only other deal I could see is maybe this deal, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Ochai for like Kyle Kuzma and somebody else, or another deal, Kelly Olynyk, Malik Beasley for Kyle Kuzma and Will Barton. So
Yeah, I think that one's a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think they're trying to get rid of Vandy.
I know they aren't, but like that would be a deal. I think that the only other deal I think is a first round pick, Malik Beasley and Kelly Olynyk for Kyle Kuzma and Will Barton. Malik Beasley and Kelly Olynyk have one additional year on their deal, and you get a first round pick, and you move on from 2 expiring contracts.
Well, actually, I have a better deal for you.
What?
So Russell Westbrook and a first round pick for Will Barton and Kyle Kuzma.
We'd have to attach a few more guys because Will Barton, Kyle Kuzma, $28 million. Russell Westbrook, 47.
I'll take,
because Kyle makes 13, Will Barton makes 15, I believe.
I don't know who's on a Big E contract over there. I'll take Rui.
I don't like.
Give you a second. Wendy Gabriel.
It would I don't know how we would get that deal done, and I would to be honest, if I'm Wizards, I want picks.
Well, I'm giving you.
At that point, I would go. But
so you don't have to blow it up anymore.
I know, but the thing is Russell Westbrook's an expiring contract, and that's why I'm more intrigued in John Collins or Kelly Olynyk and Malik Beasley because they have an additional year or 2 years on their deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so maybe
because it's hard. It's hard to bring free agents.
Early. Maybe we're a year early because I don't think Russell gets a starting job anywhere in the NBA except for Washington, and I think Kyle Kuzma.
He could go back. Why? That's the other thing is why would we trade for Russell Westbrook if we know he's an unrestricted free agent and we could always just make him an offer in the offseason?
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's why I'll give you a first.
But
for Kuz, but I just think Kuz ends up in Los Angeles. I don't think it'll be via trade this year. Clippers would be really cool. I just think he comes back to LA. I don't know. I just have that inclination. It probably won't be this year, but
I mean, it's a reasonable thought. Now,
I know he wants to play in the crypt under those lights, that LA nightlife, little beach, little babes.
Let's talk about this young man, and we talked about we glossed over it a little bit earlier. Tobias Harris making $37 million. The deal that I've came up that they could get him is if you package Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, and Cam Reddish, you can get Tobias Harris, like salary-wise. Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, and Cam Reddish put together is equal to Tobias Harris's contract. Do you do that deal if you're Philadelphia?
No.
Because obviously New York would love to be like, hey, we'll give you Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, and Cam Reddish, and 1 pick for Tobias Harris. 1 first rounder, unprotected.
I'm not quite sure what that does for me.
I'm actually intrigued. Do you want to? Let's see what Fanspo says right here. If we go over here and we go the New York Knicks and we go the Sixers, we'll send you Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish.
Oh, thank you so much.
I know. You're so happy. Aren't you glad? Then Tobias Harris, the highest paid player on the Sixers. And then I don't think there's anyone you could really attach. So
I'll take RJ. I'll take RJ.
And then they'll send you Wait, no, not.
Yeah,
I don't want
2029.
No, I messed that up. All right, they'll send you a first rounder in 2025 from Milwaukee. Does this deal work? Okay, this works. This deal actually technically makes from this.
Obviously.
This is what they're telling us. If we were to do this deal, the money works. Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, and Cam Reddish. Allegedly, if they did this deal makes the Knicks better by 3 wins and improves their offense and defense. This deal technically makes the Sixers 3 games worse, makes their defense worse, and makes their offense worse.
If this trade were to go through, I'd get rid of. I don't think Philly's final contenders until I see Harden but Harden looks a little different this year. So
Do you want quickly? Do you want quickly instead of Reddish?
No, I'll take RJ. This trade would demolish any type of hope for a Philadelphia championship run, 100%. The only way this trade would go down is if Tobias was like, "Get me the fuck out of here right now. I'm not playing." So,
is there any of like not including RJ Barrett, but like, would you trade like Obi Toppin or Emmanuel quickly instead of
I
Reddish?
still don't really know what those guys do for me because Philly's window to win is right now. So I don't know what Obi. I don't know what Rose does for me. I don't know what any of the players on the screen do for me if I'm Philly.
Fournier, another shooter. Reddish, another shooter. Derrick Rose, another point guard.
If Philly was like around 500 and this was 2024 and it was
okay, if Philly can like continue to play like how they started this season when it was really bad, would have you done this deal earlier in the season?
No.
When it was really bad, when we thought like when we were on the fire doctrine.
No. That's how bad.
You think that's how bad this deal is that he still wouldn't have done it when they were. It was dark. It was dark in the beginning of the season for the Sixers team. Daniel House couldn't shoot. None of the Miltons could shoot. Nobody could shoot on this team.
Joel was hurt.
Yeah, it was dark. The days were dark.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's move.
The time change came early for Philly.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think about what I'm looking at articles right now about what we could talk about, and
let's do what we got for Christmas.
I got boring shit, bro. I'm a grown-ass adult. I get adult gifts. You?
Yeah, same. I'll take the clothes though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you want to know what I asked? I asked for Christmas for socks, suits, and like work clothes. So like,
wow.
Yeah. So I also got a heated blanket that's washable and dryer.
Nice.
Like, so like it's from Brookstone. It's like really nice. I've never had a heated blanket, and like, dude,
yeah, they're nice.
They're fucking game changer.
Girls like that.
Yeah, my girlfriend loves her heated blanket. Yeah. What'd you get for Christmas?
Yeah, clothes.
Clothes. You liked it?
Yeah.
I enjoy like you know you're an adult when you actually like your clothes you get. I look forward. My mom also every year gets me a pack of like Nike socks, like white Nike socks.
Come in clutch.
So every year I look forward to that. Like what is it? Is it like a 12 pack, the big pack, or like a 10 pack? Yeah, because that's
maybe
like
6
it's like
or 8.
It's like a $25 pack of socks. So I'm like,
yeah,
so stoked because I would never go out and drop $25 on a pack of socks. But I always tell my mom, like, you know, those socks you get me every year, get me another pack because you lose half of them in a year.
Yeah, holes.
Yeah. People don't realize holes are like the biggest thing. Like they're like, oh, the dryer eats your socks. No, dude. Holes. I'll have one tiny hole in my sock and I'll be putting on my sock and it'll get to my heel and the whole hole rips over my heel. And I'm just like,
yeah, I mean, the price doesn't help, but even as a grown adult, I'm not really buying socks ever.
Yeah. I look forward to wallets. Like my mom, when she came back from Europe, this was like kind of like a birthday present, but she got me this like in Florence, like from Vera Pila.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Like it's plaid on the inside.
Good wallet's huge.
Like this. It's like
very
full
nice.
on. It's like
that's exactly what mine looks like, just completely different.
Yeah. It
doesn't look like that.
This is like the logo of Florence, Italy. It's like pretty sick. And then like even in the inside right here, it's like plaid too. It's pretty sick. I actually lost it for like a full day, like 2 days, like on Friday. And I did not tell my mom. Like I couldn't find it. And I was like, dude, I was freaking out. I was like at my dad's. I was like, dude, I can't find it. He's like, we were both there. We're like, I can't tell my mom. Like she like bought this like in Florence, Italy, like in like the designer area. And like I knew like I could be like, this is like I've had it for a month and I lost it.
Where was it?
It was the night before I'd gone to the bar, and like when I got home, I threw my pants off, and it was still in the pockets of the pants that I forgot I wore the night before. So I just cleaned the guest bedroom I'm staying in.
Yeah,
because like I'm living out of like suitcase, not even a suitcase. I'm living out of like a duffel bag and a backpack right now.
Yeah, same.
But also we need to figure out. But we'll get back into NBA in a second. But so Friday, I'm flying out. What day is Okay, Friday, my girlfriend comes into town. We'll not be able to do the NBA show on Friday. I'll probably, if you want, you and Luke can do this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on Monday, I won't be home till the 3rd. So on January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I'm going to be in Miami, in Tampa. So I don't get
Good
back
weather.
till, yeah, it's going to be. So 3rd, 4th, I'll try to get either Luke or we'll just postpone, but I probably could get Luke. Oh, blowing his nose. But yeah, we'll figure that out. I'm just letting you know.
Because I'm gone not this Wednesday, but
I'll be back.
unavailable for the next 2 Wednesdays after this week because I'm flying internationally and it's just not. There's no way. I don't know actually, you know what? I leave at like 6 a.m. So maybe.
So the first is Sunday. The 2nd is Monday.
Yeah,
right?
I go that 4th.
And then the
Wednesday.
3rd, the 2nd is Monday. Wait, 1st is Sunday. 2nd is Monday. Tuesday's the 3rd. I'll be back Wednesday. So what Luke and I can do Wednesday show, and then you and Luke could probably do Monday and Tuesdays and Friday show.
Yeah.
That'll work. That'll work out. I got Luke set up there. And yeah. Let's move on to some more news. You see the Dirk Nowitzki statue?
Yeah, it was very cool. They did a very good job.
That was it was actually like really well done, and that was something cool. And
the Redskins should take a page out of that note.
So let's move on to NBA. I don't know if you've seen all the NBA G League showcase.
Bro, I've been eating it up all day, every day. It's so fun. I love the G League. It's so fun to watch players who should be in college playing games that don't mean it.
You just sound like they don't play the game the right way. That's what you sound like.
It's a cool idea. It's just not working quite yet.
So this was the winter showcase. Shout out John Hollinger for this information and
for suffering through those games.
Wow. You're just rude. You know what you are? You're fucking rude.
The Thompsons carry it.
Huh?
The Thompsons carry.
Is that what you said? They weren't even playing in the showcase, I thought.
Oh, even worse.
Huh?
Even worse.
They're like in the overtime elite, you asshole. Wrong league. Let's talk about this.
Overtime elite's its own thing. What?
Yes, overtime is it's sponsored by Trae Young and stuff. Trae Young.
These guys should be in college, man. Or
they're in high school. All right, so let's talk about this. So the G League Winter Showcase is when a big chunk of NBA trade conversations happen. And every exec usually spends, a day here at the G League Showcase. Front office members and staffers see each other at the 2 courts where the events are held, or at the bar at the end of the day, and virtually, since everyone's at the same hotel, allegedly. And the next thing you know, there's a 3-team trade with 8-player deal on the table, and the urgency of the trade deadline being 2 months away actually gets these conversations to the finish line. But this week is often used as a catalyst for those conversations, John Hollinger writes. Now, this year, it's felt different. The overarching theme is that things seemed quieter than usual. And quiet isn't the same thing as dead, of course. Flickers of trade market life could be detected if one looked closely. Teams spent the week kicking the tires on the Chicago situation. They talked the Phoenix Suns' Jay Crowder. And you also heard John Collins talk. But besides that, everything is still very, very quiet on the front of trades. And it's tough to find buyers without any sellers. And there aren't many sellers, John Hollinger writes. And this could change as we get closer to the deadline and preseason hopes collide with realities of the rosters not being able to actually make a push. And teams that are deciding to become sellers that are straddling 500 will come up. And now the thing is that I think at some point we're going to talk about not even people who got traded, but let's talk about the fact that this is kind of crazy to think about what time we are in, and that I think we're seeing the G League today. We saw who Lewis King signed with the Sixers, was it? And they say waived Saban Lee. We saw AJ Lawson sign with the Dallas Mavericks. And we saw as well as one more guy sign. My apology for slipping on his name. There was right here. Lewis King signed a two-way with the Sixers. Jared Rhoden signed with the Pistons, and the Pistons waived Braxton Key. And we saw AJ Lawson sign with the Mavericks and Tyler Dorsey. You know anything about these guys?
Everything.
Everything. AJ Lawson went to South Carolina, bro. Jared Rhoden, he
Yeah.
went to Jared
Our
Rhoden.
boy.
Is he?
AJ and I would get beers after classes and just kick it and shit.
Kick it a shit. Jared Rhoden went to, I believe it was Seton Hall. Yeah, he's like this 6'6". He's like perfect for like the small ball glue guy in modern day NBA. AJ Lawson's like kind of a wing. And then you got yourself Louis King, who's a guy who's just a shooter. He's averaging 20 points a game for the Rio Grande Vipers.
Hey.
Yeah. But
Josh Christopher.
Josh Christopher's a dog. But Louis King, dude, Louis King's 23 only. He played for Oregon, and he's been in the G League ever since. He was actually on Detroit first, and now he's like making it back into the NBA. Played for the Kings too. Was he a 5-star recruit out of high school? Yeah, he was a 5-star recruit, Louis King, and he just chose to play at Oregon over Kansas, and he fucked up.
Oh.
Yeah, well, he went undrafted. Bet you if he went to KU, would have been drafted.
Injuries.
But
as we all know, Oregon's a much more academically rigorous school than Kansas.
Wow, you're a piece of shit. Have you heard about what's going on with the Timberwolves?
About
You know how Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore
are they gonna sell?
So let's just talk about what's going on there. It's kind of interesting to say the least. And let me read you right here. We just saw Matt Ishiba buy the team for $4 million, the Suns. And the Suns are the 13th, was in October, Forbes rated the Suns the 13th most valuable NBA property at a value of $2.7 billion.
So they bought for $4 billion.
Yeah, they paid 1.3 over. Yeah.
Okay.
And this comes down to the Sun sale is something that is interesting because people are going to be like at a first glance, what a wild overvaluation. But it makes sense when you look at post 2026. What other owners might realize that they don't need to wait and can cash out right now? Portland comes to mind. There's many reasons for Paul Allen's estate to wait a little longer, but getting into the price range of $3 to $4 billion right now could easily trump them. And Michael Jordan in Charlotte has been whispered about for ages as a potential seller. Like, the Hornets haven't exactly set the league afire. He bought the team for $175 million. And he could in 2010. Michael Jordan bought the team for $175 million in 2010. There's a realistic belief that he could perhaps get 10 times what he paid for. He could probably get like $2 billion for that team. And the interesting part is there's a team like Glenn Taylor, Alex Rodriguez, and Mark Lore. They bought the team for what? I think it was 1.6 billion was what the Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore bought the team on a year or two back. And the weird thing about this deal was it was a multi-installment deal, meaning that they didn't put all the money up front. They've already paid one down payment. They have two more. The second payment is due December 31st on 2023. But if they miss the payment, Glenn Taylor can say, fuck this deal and restart the whole deal process over. And the team was sold for 1.6 originally. There's a belief that if they miss the payment, Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore, that Glenn Taylor's going to tell them, go fuck yourselves. Here's the money you guys paid me for the first payment. I'm going to sell this team again, and I'm going to ask for $3 billion this time. And fortunately, it doesn't seem like this is going to happen, but there's been crazier stuff that happened. What are your thoughts? Because this is all, you have to understand that there's going to be a lot of national TV money coming in, as that, controls a large portion of the team's budget. and it's only expected to rise with the new TV deal, and adding 2 new franchises will technically it dilutes the pie, but also it grows the pie. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm excited for Vegas and Seattle to get teams.
That's literally what they're saying.
Yeah, and I'm excited for when LeBron owns part of one of them, probably Vegas, but I don't know. I let the suits do suit things. I would definitely kick out A-Rod and the other guy because Minnesota sucks. A-Rod's a baseball guy, so and cash is king. So
that's your 50 cents right there.
I would unload Lauren Rodriguez.
Today, the rumor mill wasn't that exciting.
It's shocking.
Shocking, I know. But I think we did good. We spent 30 minutes on the recapping last night's game, but us into something that we like to play at these shows. You know what game that is? Hurdle time. All right.
That is Jordan Clarkson.
You're actually 100% right.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Oh, you know who it is. Ha!
It's gay.
As I was typing it, I was like, if this isn't Jordan Clarkson, it's clearly Shea.
I can't believe that wasn't Jordan. Let me look up Jordan Clarkson. That is shocking.
There you go, buddy.
Dude, it's so similar. It's just a little bit longer.
How frustrated are you from that?
It's all right.
Well, let's do something we never talk about, but we can go over here and look at tonight's game.
Do some WNBA and
I don't know if you're being serious. I don't even know a WNBA player besides Lisa Leslie.
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker, I guess.
She's still in the league.
What's that one that something Bird?
Sue Bird.
Sue Bird.
I love that lady who used to play for that WNBA. Now she's on ESPN and she always talks about the Rockets, and Perk's always like pissed off when she does a tangent on the Rockets, and Rock fans love it, and I love her.
Chima something like she.
Yeah, Okiki, it's something.
Uzabaki. I don't want to mess up her name, but I thought she's still in the league and she does it in the offseason.
Oh, maybe. I don't know, but she always like gets on a Rocket tangent, and Kendrick's like,
you know who's really scary? There's this one like I have nothing against female commentators or anything, but there's this one female basketball commentator who's completely bald. And you can do whatever with your hair. Like I don't care.
Just don't shave it all off.
Dude, I just can't watch her. I just can't watch her. I feel like I'm looking at the female version of Charles Barkley that's like 20 years old, 20 like.
Wait, is she W or NBA?
She does NBA. I see her in Hoops Hype a lot. Nothing against her, but I just can't watch her. Like she's just not pleasant to look at.
Wait, it's not Christine Williamson, is it?
Oh, it is. Christine.
Yeah, with a C.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't watch her. I can't watch her.
I don't know who that is.
Like it's her. Her Twitter is her Twitter. It's the ball girl. Like go her. First off, go her. Like go her. Like really go her. I just can't watch her. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like nothing against her. Maybe it's because she's bald. I love Larry David though. I have nothing against bald people. I just don't like.
He's a man.
I just personally don't find her enjoyable. Like nothing against her. I just like she's talented. She's really good at what she does. Like nothing against her. I just personally don't enjoy like watching her. Is that messed up?
No, I don't want to watch a bald woman if I can watch a non-bald woman.
I have the same problem like with guys or girls who have bad voices and commentating. Like if a guy has a bad voice or a woman has a bad
I hate
voice.
the Celtics announcers. It's just too much for me. I hate it.
Like that's the same thing. Like I think certain voices I can't watch a game. Like
Yeah.
Doris Burke's fine, but sometimes I have to turn Doris Burke off because she just kind of like sucks players off. Like she just like rides. I'm like, this guy's clearly having a bad game, and he's just like a marquee player that you're just like, if you just talk about him a lot, people are gonna like. Like I don't know. There's certain like commentators I just can't listen to, like guy or girl, and the Christine Williamson. She's very talented or something. I just don't enjoy like watching her. Nothing, but she's very talented. Some people might. I mean, she's doing something right. She's got 9,000 followers, and she's on ESPN. I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's not great.
That's not great. That's not great.
Not bad.
It's more than me on Twitter. I got more.
Who's
I
that?
think I have about the same amount of YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, and you got a head full of hair, so I think you're winning.
I got way too much hair, dude. I was at a Christmas party the other day, and I was standing there. I met this guy named Keith, and then like 30 seconds later, he was like, "Dude, when's season 3 coming out?" I was like, "You're saying I look like Lil Dicky?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, I loved season 2." He's like, "Loved season 2." And I was like, well, he's like, "When's season 3 coming out, man? How's Benny Blanco doing?"
Season 2 was good. I don't see that personally, but I get the Jewish hair.
All right, let's run through this. Nets versus Cavs. I'm taking Nets.
I'll take the Nets.
Clippers versus Pistons. I'm taking Clippers.
I'm taking the Clippers.
Timberwolves versus Heat. I'm taking T-Wolves.
I'm taking the T-Wolves.
Rockets versus Bulls. I'm taking the Rockets.
I'm taking the Rockets.
Pacers versus Pelicans. I'm going Pelicans. Zion's back.
I'm going Pelicans.
Utah versus San Antonio. I'm going Utah.
I'm going Utah.
Charlotte versus Portland. I'm going Portland. Definitely Portland.
I'm going Portland.
All right, that's it for tonight. So we went.
I tried to copy everyone you said, and I agree with everyone you said, except actually, I take the Bulls.
Portland. We got Portland. We both agreed on Portland. We both agreed on Utah. We both agreed on Pacers. I mean, not Pacers. Pelicans over Pacers. I said Rockets. You said Bulls. We both said Timberwolves. You both said Clippers. Both said Nets. All righty. You know what time it is? We're heading out.
Have to go home, but you can't stay here, fellas.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's show, hit that like and subscribe button. Very much obliged that you guys were here. I expected it to be a quieter show.
Watching?
We had like 4 or 5 people, but it's the day after Christmas. It's the day after Christmas. There was no news. I think we did great for what we had to work with. You? Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao. Be a friend and tell a friend if you did enjoy. Bye.